guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be recording a pretty fun video. I'm gonna be recording 50 random facts about me. So if you guys watched the get to know me video, I think you guys really enjoyed that one, and you kind of got to get to know me a little bit, but now you're gonna get to know me in even more depth. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload. I do try to upload every Wednesday and every Saturday. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get right into the video. So I wrote down my facts on my phone. Okay, so the first fact is that my favorite candy is Almond Joy. I know that's really random and a lot of people don't like Almond Joy. I don't think they like coconut that much, but I really love Almond Joy. I love coconut and I love chocolate together, so those are my favorite candies, and which is really cool because most of the time during Halloween, a lot of people don't like Almond Joys, so I get everybody's Almond Joys. Number two, the first time I ever flew in an airplane, I was 6 months old, so pretty young, and I was flying to Zacatecas, Mexico, where my dad's family is from, so that was the first time I flew on a plane. Number three, so this is pretty random. When I was in 5th grade, I went to a play at Xoxo High School because my cousin was in it, my cousin Joanna, so shout out to her. And it was a play on the diary of Anne Frank. At that point in my life, I was like 10 years old. I had never heard about the Holocaust. I had no idea what was going on. And I really enjoyed the play. During that time, I really did not like, I never liked my elementary. And I really struggled in school and I didn't like to read. I struggled with reading, but after watching that play, I wanted to know more about the Holocaust and I wanted to know more about Anne Frank. So I started reading, and that's when I found a love for reading because I found books that I was interested in and a topic that I was interested in. So shout out to Joanna for helping me love reading. Okay, number three. Oh no, that was number three. Number four, my birthmark is lighter than my skin. So usually birthmarks are darker than your skin tone. Well, mine is lighter. Mine is actually right here on my wrist. You probably can't tell because it's really light. When I get dark, like in the summer when I get a tan, you can really tell. But yeah, my birthmark is lighter than my skin tone. Okay, so number five. I'm the oldest in my family, so I did mention this in the get to know me video. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother, and I am the oldest. Okay, number 6. I'm 5'2", so I'm really short. But this is pretty common in my family. Nobody's pretty tall. Out of my siblings, I'm like the average height, but my brother, who is the youngest, is really tall. And he's the only one that's tall out of all of us. So I'm kind of glad that he was the tall one out of us. Number 7. I completely believe in the law of attraction. So if you're unfamiliar with the law of attraction, it's just speaking into existence what you want to happen. So I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. If you never read the book The Secret, I really suggest that you do. I really feel like it's just like a positive mindset, and that you truly believe what you want to happen is going to happen. And I can honestly say that I have done that in my life. So when I said, you know, I wanted to become a teacher, and in this time frame, I made it happen. So I just believed that it was going to happen. I never had a doubt, and it happened for me. And that goes to say with a lot of things in my life. I'm a big planner, so in general I just plan things and I'm pretty organized, but definitely the law of attraction really helps with that. Okay, so let's see, I'm like losing my spot. Okay, number 8. So I grew up Catholic, and my whole family was Catholic, and I have all my sacraments done. So I was baptized, I did my first communion, and I also did my confirmation. I did my confirmation when I was in high school. The only thing that I have not done was get married through the church. So I am married, my husband and I are married legally, but just like through court. So we do plan on getting married in a Catholic church, but probably not for like a few years, because I feel like when you get married through your church, you kind of want to have like a big wedding. We didn't have a big wedding, we had a very small wedding, and I do eventually want to have that, but probably won't be for for many years, and I've always wanted to get married in Mexico because I just love it over there and it's cheaper. So maybe when we're able to do that, we will do that. Okay, number 9 kind of goes with that. I was actually baptized in Mexico. So I was baptized in Fresnillo, Zacatecas, where my dad is from, and my madrina is my tia Sole, and my padrino is her husband, which he passed away, rest in peace. I wasn't really able to get to know him, so he passed away when I was younger, and he was not with my aunt while I was growing up and I was visiting over there. But yeah, those are my godparents from baptism. Number 10, I put fearless because I don't really have a fear. Like, I'm not afraid of heights, I'm not afraid of bugs or spiders. I couldn't think of any fear. I was trying to think of like, what is my fear? So I feel like I'm pretty fearless, and I think I definitely get that from my mom. My mom is definitely fearless. She's not scared of anything. Number 11, I am obsessed with crime, and I know that sounds weird, but I'm really into like watching shows on crime, podcasts on crime, just like documentaries on crime, anything that has to do with crime, like inmates, serial killers. I'm like super fascinated with all that stuff, so that's a random fact about me. Number 12, the only food that I don't like, and it sucks because I want to like this food, is menudo. I've tried it several times. I'm not the type of person that won't try something like on site, like, oh, that just looks gross, I don't want to try it. I'm willing to try anything. I definitely got that from my mom as well. She will try anything, but I just do not like menudo. I don't know, like I think it's the texture. I'm not sure. I want to like it, like the flavor of the like soup is good, but the texture in the meat, I just, nope, can't do it. Okay, number 13, my favorite season is summer. And I know this is kind of sad because I'm a teacher and you're like, wow, your favorite season is summer, like when you're not teaching, but that's actually not true. So where I teach, it's year round. So we do get a little bit of a summer break, but I do teach summer school. So, well, it's regular school for us because we're year round. But I love summer just because of the vibes. Like, I just feel like it's like chill vibes. Even at work, everybody's kind of just a little bit more relaxed. No one's really stressed out. There's no like huge holiday in the summer that everybody's like stressed out about, like winter, and everybody's stressed out about Christmas and Thanksgiving and vacations. And summer is just like really laid back, and that's why I really like summer. And I really can't wait for summer. Hopefully this summer, I feel like this summer is definitely going to be different than others, but I'm really looking forward to summer. Okay, number 14, my favorite food is shrimp. So I love mariscos, I love sushi, I love poke, I love anything with seafood. I really love seafood, but specifically shrimp. I really love shrimp, which sucks because I can't eat it right now because I'm pregnant. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite food. Okay, number 15 is the first YouTuber that I started watching on YouTube is Jenny69, and I still watch her. I love her. I feel like she's so hilarious. She lives definitely a different lifestyle now than what she did when she first started off on YouTube, but I've followed her ever since, and I really enjoy watching her. Number 16, my zodiac sign is a Gemini. So I am born on May 29th, so I am a Gemini. And I do believe in zodiac signs. So I do feel that I have different personality traits at different times of the day. There can be like, I can go 0 to 100 in like a second. I could be like really happy and enjoying things and then get really upset and really quick. But I'm also very outgoing, very talkative. Obviously, I like to be creative. This is kind of a way where I can be creative making these videos. And yeah, I like reading into my horoscope and like stuff like that. Okay, number 17. I got my first tattoo when I was 16 years old. So I actually got a star on my foot with the Gemini sign in it. Like I said, I've always been into horoscopes and zodiac signs. And I got my first tattoo in the kitchen of one of my friends, and she wasn't even there at the time. She had to go to work, so it was her older sister's boyfriend who did my tattoo, and I like just went after school and he was like willing to do it for me. Obviously I paid him. And I remember going home and showing my mom immediately, and she was so upset that I showed her. Not upset that I got a tattoo, but just upset that I showed her, because she's like, I don't want to know anything about this. Your dad is gonna be so upset. And obviously I was not gonna show my dad. I was gonna hide it from him. But about, I want to say like 3 months later, my little sister told on me, which sucks, but turned out to be good, because then after that I was just like, well, I'm not gonna hide it anymore, because you know I have it. But my dad was really upset about it. So number 18, I learned how to drive in Mexico when I was 14 years old. So when I was 14 years old, my cousin came to visit here in California. She's a year younger than me, and so she came to visit, and she spent a little bit of the summer here, and I went back with her to spend a little bit of my summer there. And when I was staying with my tío, and he could not believe that I was already 14 years old and I did not know how to drive. And I was just like, well, you know, 14 years old in the United States don't drive. And he was like, well, they do here, so you're gonna learn how to drive. He showed me how to drive just by like telling me like to get in the car and start driving. He had my 13-year-old cousin show me, and he showed me as well. So shout out to my tío Manuel and my cousin Gabby for showing me how to drive, or teaching me how to drive. And I drove the whole time I was there. So I was there for about a week. I want to say maybe a little bit longer than a week. And I drove the entire time. Every time we were in the car, I was driving. So when I came home, naturally I was like, well, I'm ready to drive here too, even though driving in Mexico is a lot different than driving here. But yeah, so my parents would let me drive like here and there, and then I eventually got my license later. I think I was 16. But yeah, I started driving at a really young age. Okay, number 19. I love public speaking. So people that have that fear of public speaking, I don't understand. No, I'm just kidding. I get it, but I don't have that fear. I actually really enjoy public speaking. It's something that I feel like I've been good at since a young age, and I just wasn't scared of it. So I feel like that's half the battle. If you're scared of it, it's gonna be actually like really hard for you. But I've never been afraid to public speak. I've always been one to be okay with doing speeches like at school or events. So yeah, that's a random fact. Number 20. The first time I dyed my hair, I was in 8th grade. So my dad went to Mexico because my grandpa had passed away, and my dad was actually the only one to go. He left my mom and my siblings back at home. And my mom is a natural blonde, so that's another fact, a bonus fact. But she does dye her roots, and so she was dyeing her roots, and my dad was gone, and I told her like, can I please dye my hair? Can I use some of your dye to dye my hair? And she was like, sure, go ahead. My mom, that's just her. If you know her, that's how she is. She's like, go ahead, do it. So I put some of her blonde dye in my dark hair, and it turned out orange. It was horrible, to the point where my mom was like, no, like you need to dye your hair brown now. So she went and bought me like a box of hair dye of dark brown, and we had to dye my hair dark brown after I had tried to dye it blonde, but it was orange. But yeah, that was in 8th grade, and I don't think my dad ever knew that I did, because I dyed it back to brown before he got home. Okay, number 21 is that I have really bad eye vision, like super bad. I've been wearing contacts or glasses since I was in 6th grade. And 6th grade I started with glasses because I couldn't see the whiteboard or the board in class. And then, but I always played sports, so it was really hard to play sports with glasses. So then my mom decided that contacts would be better for me. So since I think 7th grade, I've been wearing contacts and my vision has just progressively gotten worse. So I definitely want to do the laser eye surgery. Hopefully after I give birth to my son, I'm able to do that, because it just, every time I go to the doctors, which is once a year, it's worse and it's really bad. Like if I don't have my contacts in, I cannot see. Like I cannot see far, and now I'm to the point where I can't even see close. It's really bad and it's scary. Number 22. My first car was a Volkswagen Jetta. It was dark blue. My dad bought it for me. So my dad does auto body and paint, and he used to like buy and sell cars all the time. So that's why I was fortunate enough to get a car when I was in high school. And it was a Jetta, and it was like small and cute and really fast actually, and I had that car for about 5 or 6 years until the transmission just like gave out on me and I had to get a new car. But yeah, that was my first car, and I wouldn't mind like getting a Jetta again because it was a really good car. Number 23, my favorite holidays are Halloween and the 4th of July. So Halloween is a really big holiday within my family because everybody in my family likes to dress up. And I'm talking like adults, grandparents, like everybody pretty much dresses up, or they just take a lot of pride in helping somebody else dress up. And the cool thing about my family is that all of us have always made our costumes. We don't really do like store-bought costumes, so I feel like they're just always really unique and better than the store-bought ones anyways. So I really enjoy that. Obviously it's a little bit different now. I mean, I'm like not gonna go trick-or-treating like when I was younger, but I will go like taking like my nieces and nephews, and then we just hang out and have like a good time together. So I really love Halloween. And 4th of July, it's not because I'm patriotic at all. Like, don't be fooled by the colors I'm wearing today. But just because it's in the summer, it's just like super like chill vibes. We go swimming, we have a barbecue, and it's just like a good time. So I really like 4th of July. And also my husband and I, that was like the first holiday that we ever spent together, and it was just a good time. So yeah, I really like the 4th of July, not because of the United States though. Fact number 24, I don't like to be alone. So I am somebody who likes to be surrounded with people all the time. I am very social. So this quarantine has been especially hard for me. All I want to do is go hang out with my family, be with my parents, and like calling them is not enough for me. So this has been really tough. I've obviously only get to spend time with my husband, which is great, but also it's like we like to go out and like be with people, and we haven't had the chance to. So this has been tough because I like to be around people. I do enjoy alone time like here and there, but I would never like take a solo trip, like vacation by myself. I don't think I would enjoy that at all. Okay, number 25. I'm very organized and clean. I like my house or my apartment is super organized. My husband is the opposite. He's not like a dirty person, but messy. I would say probably not even messy. I'm kind of just like OCD about things, but I have a place for everything. So if he doesn't put something in that exact spot, it drives me insane. And I'm the same way in my classroom. My students know like everything has its place, but that's just the way I am. I think I got that from my dad for sure. He's definitely like that. Number 26 is funny. I didn't grow up with a typical Mexican mom. So like when people, you know, like talk about their moms and how they like don't allow them to like be barefoot on tile, or to like go out with wet hair because they're gonna get sick, or like they have to eat before they leave the house, you know, like to be healthy and stuff. I did not grow up with that. So my mom is like the opposite. So She like did not mind if we were barefoot running around. We can go outside without shoes. Our hair could be wet and we could leave the house, or we can go to sleep with our hair wet. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, she always tells us, like, you don't get sick from that, you get sick from germs. And my mom is just like very carefree, which I feel like is not like the typical like Mexican mom. I did get some of that from my dad. My dad is a typical Mexican dad, but my mom did not grow up like that, and so she did not like raise me and my siblings like that. So it sucks like when my husband like will be like, why is your hair wet, like you're gonna get sick, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I spent my whole life like going to sleep with my hair wet, and I don't get sick from that. And like we like argue about that, but I think it's just like really funny that I didn't grow up like that, and I just think like some of those things are like just a myth, but I respect it, you know. I definitely want to seek the advice of my mother-in-law after I give birth, because my, you know, like my mom's very carefree. My mom's like, yeah, sure, you can do that with the baby, yeah, go ahead, do that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, my mother-in-law is gonna tell me the opposite, but I mean, I grew up fine, and my siblings did too, so we'll see. Okay, number 27. I never cuss in front of my parents or pretty much my family at all. So like my siblings, yeah, but like my parents and like my tios and my tias and even like my older cousins, I never really cuss in front of them. I don't know, it's always just been like a respect thing for me. I know like my dad, like to this day, would probably kick my ass if I did, because like it's just like not respectful. Not to say that I don't like when I'm not with them, but I will never do that in front of them. Okay, and number 28, my favorite TV show of all time is Law and Order SVU. So like I said, I'm pretty obsessed with crime. I really enjoy watching that show, and it has like so many seasons and so many episodes, so I really love watching Law and Order SVU. The only bad thing about it is when you're watching it like on regular TV, not like on Netflix or something, is if you miss the first minute, like you kind of miss the whole show. So but I still love that show. Okay, number 29. When I was little, this is weird, I had an imaginary friend. Like I said, I'm the oldest, and my sibling that's closest to me in age, Emily, was not born until I was like 4 years old. So I spent 4 years of my life like by myself, well, with my grandma. My grandma took care of me when I was little and raised me, and so I didn't really have any friends, and I guess I had an imaginary friend. I don't really remember, but my mom and my grandma would tell me about it, and her name was D-Duck. I don't know where I got that name, but apparently I used to fight with her a lot. So, and that makes sense. Okay, number 30, my favorite book is The Diary of Anne Frank. So like I said earlier, I started reading about the Holocaust in The Diary of Anne Frank at a young age, and to this day, that is still my favorite book. I have probably read that book a few times, a handful of times, and it's still just like so empowering and inspiring to me, and just a crazy story in general. But yeah, if you've never read that book, I really suggest that you do. And it's a pretty easy read. It's not that long either.